Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be trying out another new palette. So this is the Silent Night palette from Gourmande Girls. This was sent to me in PR. I got this last week, but I haven't had a chance to use it yet, and I'm really excited to. I think the color story is really pretty. I don't really get Christmas vibes from it, but winter in general, and it's got a lot of blues, which I really love. So I'm going to do some swatches of this. I have some comparisons I want to do, and then we're going to try at least one look on my eyes. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, which is a lot of what else is on my face. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it reviews of a new thing like this or just using things that I already know and love. And I have new videos every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So before I begin, I do want to know what you all think about the lighting, and I'll know as I go to edit. But now that it's dark in Seattle at 3:30, I've had to pull out my lights, and I've generally been using one light because it's, you know, very bright and warm. And then I had my old ring light just over here kind of helping from the side. But being tripped on the cord and broke that. So I have two lights, like two full-size lights out, and I think the lighting looks better. It's a little bit of a pain, and it's very bright in here, but I think it worked out well. I am really excited to try this. So this is the Silent Night palette. This is another Doodles by the Bunny. It's Gourmande Girls palette. It's very much a me color story, and it reminds me a lot of the Odin's Eye Christmas palette. So I'm going to do some comparison swatches of that. I'm wearing long sleeves today, and I already had some makeup on, so I didn't want to change, so we'll just do them on my hand. And then I don't think there's anything else. I still need to film my 2K giveaway video. That'll be coming soon because I have some other stuff already planned. So it'll be coming in the next couple weeks, so keep a lookout for that. Okay, and then before I begin with anything else, makeup details will be in the description box like normal. But I do have some makeup on right now, but not very much. This is kind of a go-to day-to-day look for me. This is just what I wore to work. So I have a little bit of the Haus Labs concealer under my eyes and around my nose to cover some redness, a little bit of the Victoria Beckham bronzer on, and then like around my face to sculpt, and a little bit in my crease, and a little bit of blush and brow gel. And then I threw on Velvet Sorcery from Eldridge. I was wearing a gloss today, but that's it. And then, oh, I got new earrings. I'm only wearing one of them right now, but they're Monstera. I'll probably change later because I just don't feel like this goes with the vibe of this, but it is what I was wearing today, so it's just here, and I'm really happy with these. Okay, so this is the palette. I don't remember how. I think this was retailed for like $50 somewhere around there. I do have an affiliate code with Gourmande Girls now that saves you 10%. It's just bones. And I'm very excited that they sent this to me. They don't send me everything PR. Like I didn't get the Poison Ivy palette, or they had one that was like, had like a gnome on it or something. That one's really cute. But this is very much a me thing. Blue, gold, and some cool neutrals. I'm not gonna swatch out the whole palette. I feel like their shadows, the mattes tend to look like what you expect. Sounds like Bean is playing in the background. But I did see some comments when this got posted that there was a bunch of identical shades. And I was like, really? I don't see any. I think the two blues, this one looks a little more purple, and they both, I think, have a shift. So I'm gonna do the swatches of the shimmers, and then like I can see these are both dark blues, but like different undertones. You've got like a black. So I'm gonna do some swatches, but not the whole thing. And then we'll do some comparisons with the Odin's Eye palette. Yeah, like I said, I'm wearing long sleeves, and I didn't really want to change and pull this over makeup. So I'm just gonna do some swatches of the shimmers to start. So this one looks, in some of the pictures, it looks like it might be a matte white, but there's a matte white here. This is Frosty, and it looks like there's some, it's a white with like some blue purple sparkles in it. It feels nice. Oh, that's really pretty. So it's an iridescent like white, blue, purple. And we've got Starry. This one feels a little textured, but very creamy. It's a nice vibrant blue with, I would say, a purple flip. And then Festive is the other blue. And those are very similar, but they are different. So you can see this one is a little bit more light blue, a little bit more teal almost. This one has a little bit more like true, like cobalt blue to it. And when I hold it this way, this one looks more purple, and this one has more of a pinky sheen to it. So they're not identical, but they are very close. I'm gonna do them on the back of my hand. So we've got Frosty. That's really pretty. That's really, really shiny. Like the lights are making it really shine, but in person it is also very reflective. It's a, I would say just purple iridescent. So there's definitely some texture I'm smoothing out here. And when they're swatched out, you can see there's difference. There's a little bit more green to this one, a little bit more cobalt to that one. The cobalty one is turning very purple as I flip it, and I see more pink in the other one. So they definitely look a little different once they're swatched. And then there's only two other shimmers, so I'll do both of those. So there's this gold here, just a standard gold, and then this piece shade looks really beautiful. Kind of taupey, like, yeah, taupey. So that's just a gold. And then this is, okay, it's like a taupe with kind of gold, pink, and green sparkles. Really pretty. And then the only shades that I think are kind of similar outside of that, like this is more mauve, this is brown, this is like a dark charcoal, are these two greens. Wow, Bean is noisy tonight. Or two blues. And you can see they have a different undertone. This one's a little more purple, this one's a little more blue. So for people who really want nuance between the shades, yeah, you can see there's a little bit darker navy to this one and a little bit lighter here. But not crazy different. But, you know, depending on what you're doing, you might want to use one or the other, so I get it. Okay, so let's do some comparisons with the Odin's Eye Christmas Eve palette. This is my favorite Odin's Eye palette, and I do think these are very similar vibes. You've got some special blues there. I'm trying to think of the best way to hold these up. Okay, so they're similar vibes. These are bigger eyeshadows. There's a gold in each, but this one's more bronze. And then you've got the pale gold versus one gold. You've got a pale yellow versus a really saturated yellow. You do have two dark blues, kind of similarly, one more cobalt, one a little darker, kind of like this one. This one has more neutrals in it. You've got the mauve, the beige, the white. This one you've got a green, a mauve, a gray, and an olive. And that's part of why I love this. Oh, and then the blue. You don't have, the only blue mattes you have in this are the dark ones, which if you're scared of blue, using a neutral in your crease first makes it a little easier to work with. So, I don't see any like direct, let's see, shade by shade ones, but let's do Twinkle, which is the like mauve shade, versus Nowhere. Those are pretty similar. Because I know this was brought back, but just sold out again right away. So since the back of my hand is covered, yeah, those are pretty similar. Not identical, and then no sparkle all over. But I would say there's a little bit more rosiness to the Gourmande girls, like a little bit more rosy taupe. And then here are the dark blues from Odin's Eye. Versus the dark blues from Gourmande girls. So this is a little less dark. I think this is a little bit better personally, just because there's a little bit more difference between the two, although this is very dark. So that's nice. This is the darkest shade in the Gourmande Girl palette. And then let's do Slivery Dream. I feel like it should be silvery. I don't know if that's just a typo or something. And then I'll do this like dark blue duochrome. So these are the Odin's Eye ones. Really beautiful, really love those. And then we'll do them next to the Gourmande girls. So this is a darker blue. And you can see this is very taupe. This has a little bit, actually let's do a different finger. I'll put them right by. This one's a little more silver, a little less taupe. So piece is a little more silver leaning, but still has that taupey base. It's a little bit lighter. So the only like direct, like comparable shade is this one I think is the closest, but the mattes. Okay, I'm gonna go wash off my hands real quick and then let's try this on the eyes. So now that we've looked at the swatches, they are very basically like same vibe, different palette, which, you know, for me, I like having differences, you know. We'll see what I think in the long run, which one I like more and so on. I do really love this one. But like if you missed out on this and you wanted that vibe, this might be a really good option. I do like the Odin's Eye packaging more. I just think this is really beautiful and really well done. And this is fine, but just not as special, obviously. But the packaging doesn't really matter. What matters is the shades. So let's try these out on the eyes. Also, before I do, I meant to film some stuff this weekend, but we had a very busy Saturday. I will talk about that later. And then I was a little too hungover to function yesterday, so I didn't get any filming done. So I'm a little behind now. But I did get the Sigma Beauty and the Beast palette in a giveaway from them, and I have yet to try it. I can do like a get ready with me where I use this or something, but like if you'd like to see this used, let me know in the comments. It looks really pretty. So like I said, I do have a little bit of bronzer down, just that I threw on my lid earlier. I'm gonna put a little bit of eyeshadow primer down over it. I didn't want to wash my face because I have very sensitive eyes, so then I would have red eyes, possibly, and I don't want to deal with that. So I put a little primer down just to make sure that there's a nice base, and I'm gonna start, this just looks, yeah, that's just a brown. I think I'm gonna try Twinkle. I wanna see what this looks like on my skin. So I'm just grabbing, this is a Refer 15 that's a little stained from another shadow, but it's been cleaned off. Picks up nicely. And I'm just gonna buff that in. Very cool toned, but pretty. So the lightest shade is this Heavenly shade, but I don't think I really want to use that. Okay, so this is blending out really nicely, and you can see it does build on itself, so I've tapped in a couple times here. I had to be quiet because there was a bunch of sirens going by, of course, but it is blending out really nicely. I think it looks really good in person. I want to put a little bit more into the crease itself, but this is a good brush for kind of buffing around. Yeah, I like this. So yeah, I wanted to get some filming done this weekend, but we did not. I did not have time. Saturday was really busy. We had like an 8 a.m. gym class, which was exhausting, but really good. Nice to get back into that after you know, getting COVID again and being sick. And then we had a bunch of errands to run. We got haircuts, and then we had 2 holiday parties. And after the second one, joined people in going to the bar, which was a mistake. So yesterday I was not feeling good. So, you know, it's that time of the year, whatever, things happen. And like I said, I didn't have a video go up today. Today's Monday, but I do have something going up tomorrow, and then this will go up like Wednesday or Thursday or something. I'm gonna tap into that Heavenly shade and just kind of dust over the edges, just to make sure there's an even blend. You know, it's time of the year. It was nice to see people that we haven't seen in months and get out, so I don't regret it. Regret getting a drink at the bar. Really like this shade. I think it's worked very well. I think I'm gonna use this shade, the one that's a little darker and a little bit more, what is the word I'm trying to think of? A little more navy. You could go fully neutral with this, except for like the shimmer, but I wanna add a little bit of blue. I wanna see how well this works. So I'm just tapping a little bit on the outer edge, kind of like using it as a liner instead of black, and then I'm just using the excess to blend in to the outer edge. So that's why I like a brush shape like this. This is a Sigma, but it's got a flat end so I can tap, and then what's left on the brush and the tip, and just wiggle it in. And it blends into that twinkle shade really nicely. Okay, I really like this. Little pop of blue without being too much. And then I'm gonna take a brush for the shimmer. I'm gonna try out the Peace shade. I really wanna see what that looks like. I could go in with the blue. I do love a blue shimmer, but I really wanna try Peace. So it's this shade here. And I'm gonna tap that on. So with a brush, we're getting like a sheer wash of sparkle. So you can still see my lid. But that's really pretty. Honestly, I would just put like one of the mattes like twinkle all over the lid and just tap this all over for that light wash of sparkle. That would be really pretty. But I do want to build this up, so I'm going to take my finger. But you can see it looks very sparkly as is, and then with a finger, it definitely builds up. And then I'm just taking a little bit excess and tapping it up, just because I don't want a smooth line. I don't want like a cut crease. I want that blurred sparkle going up. And I like that even with my finger, I can still get kind of a wash of sparkle if I want, which is something I really enjoy on the day-to-day. I really like that. There's a matte white. There's also the iridescent shade. I'm gonna try the matte white out first. I'm just grabbing a packing brush. And I'm gonna put just a little bit on the inner corner. I like a matte inner corner on a lot of looks. Okay, I like it better on this side than this side. I think I got too much, but it does work very well. I mean, if you were really pale, you could use it as a buffing shade, but it's a nice inner corner pop. I'm gonna use the same brush and pick up Frosty a little bit. So why not? Just add some of that iridescent purple. Purple next to this, and you can see some of that green sparkle in person now. Okay, this is a very sparkly look, but I kind of figured it would be. Okay, I'm gonna go maybe change my earring. Whatever, I don't care. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera. Earring doesn't really go, but I don't really care. It's just a dangly shiny thing. I'm gonna go off camera and add some mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the finished look. I really like this. It is not what I had planned when I sat down, but you know what, that's okay. I really like the way this came out. Sometimes you just gotta play and do whatever. I really like this. I think this is, oh, almost dropped it. I really like this. I think this is a really pretty color story. I'm gonna get a good amount of use out of this, I think, especially because it has so many neutrals. Like almost all the mattes are neutrals. I think it's just gonna work really well. I think you could do a lot of different things with this. It does lean very dark. Like these, you've got one pale matte, a white, kind of mid-tone, dark, 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 dark. So it does leave very dark and smoky, and does have the really vibrant blue shimmer, so you have to be into that, but I think it's really pretty. I think they did a really good job with this. Yeah, this is a really pretty color story. It's very me. I'm very excited to have this, and I really like this shimmer. I feel like every time I get a Gourmande Girls palette, there's like one shimmer in it that I'm just like, that is the one that I will use every time I use this. And I have a feeling it's gonna be this. Okay, although I do really like this iridescent purple. Okay, so that is everything for today's video. Let me know what you think of the palette. Have you picked it up? Are you thinking about it? All of that, what you think of the palette, the look, all of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts and talk to you in the comments. Like I said before in my video, one of the videos this weekend and the one with Riley, and at the beginning of this, I'm gonna have less videos. I did 17 days of straight videos. Not gonna be doing that for the rest of the month, but I do have a good handful of things coming that are gonna be really fun. I've got some tags, I've got some collaborations, some more collaborations. So stay tuned, remember to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this, remember to like the video, and I will see you all in my next video.